Welcome back to the ATD Baseball Podcast, episode 14. Look at, I got a nice, beautiful mic with me. I look very professional. I'm looking at myself in the camera right now. I look like one of those Major League Baseball broadcasters. But anyways, Matt and I are here. We got some stuff we want to talk about. Matt, how are you?
I am doing amazing right now. A little bit better than yesterday. We're getting the effects of this Canada fire down in my area. Don't love that for me. But otherwise, we are thriving. We are doing fantastic. My Phillies are riding a bit of a heater, so love that for me. But yeah, Melo,
Not
you
for
are
long.
looking
Here come the
professional today.
Dodgers.
Well, all right. I'm gonna tone that down.
Hey, we had a rough series too in Cincinnati. So listen, we're not coming in exactly with our heads high right now. But yeah, thank you. I feel very professional right now.
Yeah. Great fit with the ATD hoodie too,
Yes, sir. Yes, the black one.
Yeah, gotta represent. Love that.
Yes.
But
I,
yeah, I mean, we got right into the Reds Dodgers, right? Ellie De La Cruz making his debut.
yeah, we might as well do it.
Oh, I mean, quite the debut. Well, first two games, I guess.
Quite the
You know,
series.
yeah. And Reds walk off the Dodgers. Wasn't it two times now?
Twice.
Yeah.
Back to back games.
And last night, Will Benson, what a emphatic home run there to walk it off. That guy brought the energy.
Yes, he did. Very disappointed. You know, bullpen's been a problem all season for us, and it really did rear his ugly head the first two games of this series. They had an 8-3 lead in the first game. You would think that would be a comfortable lead. Apparently, it's not. And then I think they had a 5-1 lead, I think, or a 6-1 lead, something like that, the next night. And this is probably part of it. Noah Syndergaard stinks. Are we done? Are we done with the Noah Syndergaard experience? Thor doesn't have it anymore. And I feel bad for him, really I do, because I'm sure we all heard the comments he said last week. He would trade his the child that he doesn't have. He would trade his first unborn son to be the old me again. I mean, that was like Jesus, man. That's calling for help. And then stinks it up again yesterday. He's going on the IL because he has a blister, which I believe. I know they're not BSing that. But another part of it is it's like, all right, dude, like you need to reset. You need to reset. Take 15, and who knows, he might not even be on the team in 15 days. I don't know. But I I love De La Cruz's debut. Believe me, it sucked that it happened against my team, but it was so awesome to see because I know that Cincinnati fan base has been starving for something good to happen to them. And boy, did they get it the last 2 days.
I mean, they
Ellie De
got
La Cruz, the new flavor of the week.
Yeah, they got quite a few good things happening for them this year. Calling up McLean, Spencer Steer has been great for them. They got youth surrounding them everywhere and talented youth. Some people forget Jonathan India won NL Rookie of the Year in 2020, I believe. So you got another stud right there. And they got on the pitching side too, like Hunter Green. That guy's a flamethrower. I don't know. Did he face the Dodgers in this series?
I don't. He didn't face in this series.
Okay.
I
But
don't think he
yeah, I
did.
mean, yeah, there's a lot of positives for sure surrounding the Reds. And maybe they're not putting all the pieces together this year, but definitely in the future, they're going to be a fun team. And that's sort of NL Central, like in general, as a whole. Cubs building it up around some free agent pieces they brought in. Pirates got a lot of youth that they're going to be bringing up. But back to the Dodgers anyway. Welcome to the world of the Phillies about 2 years ago or so. Your bullpen absolutely sucks. Now, Noah Syndergaard, the Phillies were able to figure him out. And then when he signed with the Dodgers, everybody's going to remember that there was Noah Syndergaard hype because the Dodgers, sort of have a history of being able to figure out pitchers and figure out what's wrong with them, diagnose a problem, and help them fix the problem. And why they're so good at that compared to other teams, we don't really know. But the evidence is there. There's so many pitchers that they've done this to. Um, so we were for sure thinking Noah Syndergaard, big bounce back year. Build off the time he spent in Philly, which was decent. He did all right in Philly, better than in LA. The Angels, Anaheim, better than at Anaheim.
Yep.
But yeah, it's kind of strange to see that the Dodgers seemingly weren't able to fix him.
Yeah, and it just goes to show you that Dodgers make mistakes too.
Rarely.
I mean, rarely, but there's a couple hit and miss, and the Dodgers have definitely missed on this one. But it was a good experiment. Jesus, I can't get that word out. But like you saw it there. Like you could envision it happening when the Dodgers signed Noah Syndergaard before this season. It was like it makes sense. Dodgers are gonna fix him. The velocity is gonna get back up. He's gonna be at worst their fifth starter in that rotation, and he can't even. He's getting outshined by some of these rookie pitchers, which in a way it's kind of good because I'd rather have the youth in there anyways. But Dodgers really disappointed me this series. I really and Dodgers have you can look this up too. Dodgers have a horrible track record in the last couple seasons. For some reason, they just can't win in Cincinnati. I don't know what it is about that damn ballpark they play in, Great American Small Park, but they just see how I did that there. They just
good.
Can't win there for some reason. I don't know what it is. They just can't win. But they were able to salvage one game. Clayton Kershaw saved everybody again. What else is new? The King has to save the whole team again. Able to get that bullpen a nice rest before the Phillies. And I don't know if you saw this, Matt. After the game yesterday, Dave Roberts was doing his after the game interview with all the media. So he did it in his office. All the media was there. And Dave Roberts was sitting in his chair. And you can look it up on Twitter. You can find it somewhere. But if you look at the interview for the first 30, maybe for the first 30 seconds, in the corner to his left, there is an empty glass of Modelo, empty bottle of Modelo. And it's funny. I'm like, yep, Dave Roberts needed a drink last night after that.
Yeah.
Which was partially his fault. So I don't know what he's drinking for. But it was just funny to me. And then he did acknowledge that it was in the camera shot, or probably somebody, the PR guy, told him, hey, get that out. Then he just moved it off to the side out of the camera view. But I thought that was very funny. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I did not see that, but that is funny. He's drinking to prepare for the Phillies, right? He's trying to
definitely.
temper expectations a little bit for the Phillies now. But on the Dodgers side, real quick, you see some trades in the future for them for the bullpen?
I think you have to at this point. They've brought up some guys in the last couple weeks that have been actually very good. So, but you just can't. Some of these guys just don't have it right now. Bessie has been sent down. Gratterall gets hit all the damn time. Caleb Ferguson blew the game the other night, which that was Dave Roberts' fault. Yancy Almonte, after having a great year last year, can't do it this year for some reason. And then your most reliable reliever is Evan Phillips right now. Unit, as I like to call him. But we can't have him out there every game. This is the problem. The Dodgers don't have a closer. And I'm so glad that he's healthy now. Dodgers, please go get Liam Hendricks. Please do that.
Wow.
And maybe get Tim Anderson and Giolito too with that.
Oh,
I don't think the White Sox are going to give us that much.
Another star shortstop with a star pitcher trade. That seems to be the Dodgers' specialty. Nice. Yeah. I mean,
we need it this year. We could use it.
So I'm interpreting what you said as you miss Craig Kimbrell. Is
Oh
that what
hell
you're
no,
saying?
hell no.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I mean, he hasn't been awful for the Phillies, but not anything great. But anyway, Phillies, as you're saying, they should be having an off day today to prepare for the series against the Dodgers, but yesterday's game was postponed against the Tigers because of some serious smog. Uh, Smoke, basically just smoke in the Philadelphia area. And I will say, as I am not in the Philadelphia area, I am in the dead heart in the middle of Pennsylvania. There was smoke everywhere across PA. And then it also was in New York City. Obviously, all those pictures went viral of the pictures from Yankee Stadium and how they also had to postpone the game because of air quality. Well, it was like a alert, like a warning, like you shouldn't be going outside unless you need to without like a mask or something. And there we go back into masks again, right? But it was so strange because like you'd see like red sun and you'd see the skylines red in the Yankee Stadium there, or like here it was dark and like you couldn't see anything very far as you normally could. But I think it was the right move postponing it just because you don't want those players out there breathing in all that smoke. I think it's just common sense.
Yeah, and a lot of these East Coast teams play many day games where you can squeeze two in one day. It's like, come on. I mean, luckily this happened. I mean, it sucks that it happened in general, but at least this is happening in June, not in September when you really need to get these games in. But
Yeah.
it's in the middle of the season. Even if you couldn't get it in today, I'm sure these teams can make it up again another time. But yeah, good job by Major League Baseball. I don't know. I mean, they're making all the right decisions this year. That's kind of scary. The
I mean,
offices of Major League Baseball are making the right decisions so far.
yeah, I maybe Rob Manfred deserves a little praise. Maybe we deserve a little praise. You know, we were very close to Rob Manfred out in
Yes,
Arizona, so we passed
exactly.
him a couple notes.
Yes, we did. I mean, he was intimidated to talk to us, but
Yeah,
just
exactly.
walked
He was
right
scared. What are you gonna do about it? He was
yeah.
scared of the media, scared to talk to the media again. But I don't know. It was good that they decided to postpone the games. Like you said, it didn't. There's not that much importance. They can easily squeeze it in some other time. But we'll stay in the NL East because one guy in that division is chasing history right now. Luis Arraez. He's currently hitting over 400, I believe, and he is definitely dead in the middle of a chase to hit 400 on the season. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm going to anyway. So, you think he gets it?
Major League pitchers are good, man. Major League pitchers are good. I really want to say yes, but I'm gonna say no. But he doesn't miss it by much. I'm gonna say he finishes around 385, 390. I think he just misses it.
Okay. I I'll give him. I think I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. You know, I think he gets it 400. I know when you're a contact hitter like that, the shift doesn't necessarily affect you as much because you're just able to spray it anywhere versus you're just pulling it. But still, that helps him at least if teams were considering shifting against him. I honestly don't know. Maybe nobody shifted against him, but either way, he's on his hair this season. And it's kind of crazy. Earlier in the year, he was hitting like 400 to start, not to start the season, but like sometime in the first like 30 games. And then he went on like a long or hitting streak, like 20 games or something. And it actually took his batting average down because there were some days he only went like 1 for 3, but he was still on this crazy hitting streak. But his batting average went down because it was so elite already. And if you're playing MLB Beat the Streak, Luis Arraez is at this point the safest bet there is. I'm sure you've probably picked him a couple times.
You know, believe it or not, I actually haven't picked him yet because I'm afraid that I'm gonna be the
Wow.
one that screws it up for everybody. I've been hammering Freddie Freeman,
Yeah.
but then I got screwed with the Yankees. But
Freeman was another, he's probably in my top 5,
Oh yeah,
most used picked or most used picks or
and
most picked,
and it
whatever you want
helps
to
that I
say.
see him every night. So
Yeah, it makes it a little more exciting for you when you're just handing Dave Roberts his beers in the middle of the game, right?
good one, good one. But no, like this is a big deal for at least Luis Arraez to be hitting over 400. I don't care what anybody tells you. If they don't think this is a big deal, they're not a real baseball fan. This is a big deal. In this day and age when it's all about hitting a home run or striking out, to have somebody like this who's consistently hitting, getting on base, he only has one home run this season. And I know Luis Arraez is not a big home run guy, anyways, but in this day and age when it's all about hitting home runs, hitting exactly 403 right now is very impressive. And I hope he continues it. Like I said, this is a big deal. And I mean, I'm good. I'm glad that he's getting the national attention that he deserves. But there should be a thing where, like, I don't know if MLB Network does this, but they should be cutting into his ABs every time he steps up. Now that he's over 400, I think if we're gonna do it with Judge, let's do it with Luis Arraez, and he's batting over 400.
Yeah,
Maybe not yet, but maybe in the future if he keeps this up.
I think that's a good idea. And like you said, in his age where some people believe batting average doesn't matter anymore. Sure, I understand that if it's difference between somebody hitting 230 with like 14 home runs and somebody hitting 270 with 7 home runs. Sure, maybe they're probably even the 230 guy might be more valuable, but still, when somebody's hitting 400 at this point, you have to say that matters. You have to because it's something that like hasn't been done since Ted Williams. So to think that somebody's in contention and to think of the hitters that have come since Ted Williams and who haven't been able to do it, Ichiro wasn't able to do it, and he's one of the best contact hitters in the history of the game. You know, we're looking at Mike Trout, and he's not an insane, like full on
Tony Gwynn.
contact hitter. Yeah. All these players that are able to hit for contact or mainly hit for contact, they haven't been able to do it. So he is literally chasing history here. But obviously, it's not going to get the same amount of attention as Judge last year. It's Miami.
Yeah.
It's not the Yankees. And it's not home runs. It's just batting average. So,
Yeah, and as you can tell, Miami is selling out their games left and right.
yeah.
But it's very impressive, and we're in a day and age where if anybody's batting over 320, that's impressive. That's kind of how low it's gotten. Because like I said, everybody cares about nowadays is how many home runs do I hit? And if I don't, oh well, I'm striking out. Oh well. That's all I care about. How many home runs did I hit? But I hope he keeps it up. It's very impressive.
Yeah, for sure. It's awesome. And just we'll briefly touch on Aaron Judge here because he's on the injured list now after running into your fence in your outfield, Melo. I mean, was this a hit? You put a hit out on Aaron Judge out there?
I mean, listen, Dodger Stadium has been in operation since 1962. We are not prepared for someone as big as Aaron Judge. I mean, really, he's the 6'9". He's 260 something pounds. Dude's a monster, and Dodger Stadium is not ready. Was not prepared for a big guy like that, and it showed. But Joe Davis said it last week. He's literally Superman, and he made one hell of a catch that I couldn't stop raving about.
Yeah,
for almost a week now.
It was an insane catch, and I don't know. Is there any actual serious conversations of changing that fence to a solid fence, like not the chain or whatever covering it there?
I haven't heard anything about it, but you have to hit it so perfect because everywhere else it's all padded. It's just that little bullpen section. It's like you have to hit it so perfectly for somebody to run into that wall. So that's why it's like, well, I don't see why they won't do anything. probably, well, one, they have to give it a fresh paint job. Let's start there. And then two, just make some a few adjustments, but I don't think that chain fence is going anywhere because you have to be so perfect to hit it that way. And that's what JD did. Hit it so perfectly that Judge ran into that fence.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely see what you're saying because it's like it's such a rare thing to hit it at that exact spot and for somebody to be running at that angle and no most people aren't going to break it the way Judge did. It's just that he's a huge guy. But on the flip side for the Yankees, with him being out and just their outfield in general being very thin, could they be a candidate to trade for an outfielder? I would personally say they are. Trying to think of outfielders who would be available at the deadline.
Luis
Uh,
Robert
could be.
for
I
the right
mean,
price, maybe.
the thing with the White Sox though is they're just like, sure, they're not that good, and they're still only like 4 or 5 games back of the Twins or Guardians, whoever's sitting at
I'm looking at the
first.
standings right now. They're 3 games out of first place.
That's crazy.
Well, the Twins have a below 500 record and they're in first place.
Yeah. So who knows if the White Sox even want to trade Luis Robert or even Tim Anderson or Liam Hendricks to the Dodgers? But like
Yeah.
Yankees, I definitely think are going to be in contention for trading for somebody. They got to. They got to bolster up that outfield.
Yeah, and there's no guarantee. I'm not saying Judge is injury prone because he's shown that he does stay on the field. He was that from the beginning, but stuff like this happens. Do you really want to throw Giancarlo out there? I'd much rather have him as my DH every day than put him out there in the field. Not saying he can't do it, but we've seen that these guys can get hurt out there. So, yeah, like you said, I don't know what outfielders are going to be available, but I'm sure. Who knows? Maybe the Angels. I'm not saying Mike Trout. I'm not saying that. Maybe like a Hunter Renfro or something like that. He could be available. See how the Angels do.
Otani can play a little outfield, right?
He doesn't have to go there. It's fine. Doesn't have to go over there.
Yeah, I probably don't see him going to the Yankees, or at least the Yankees trading him. Um, I mean, thinking of teams that could be interested, White Sox, or not just the White Sox, but the Giants. They're middling around. I don't know if they're considered wild card contention. Jock Peterson, he can play a little outfield, right?
Yeah, he can. And with that short fence, every ball he hits is literally going to go over the fence.
I like other bad teams, Nationals. They don't really have a outfielder that's like even worthy to be traded. As bad as that sounds, but we'll have to get
Juan
Kyle
Soto
and
wasn't there anymore.
and I don't think he's gonna get traded anymore. But we'll have to get
No,
Bobby or Kyle on to see what they're thinking a little closer to the trade deadline in terms of who the Yankees got their eyes on.
definitely, because that's not my lane. That's not our lane.
No, as long as the Phillies and Dodgers aren't trading anybody, we're not quite as tuned into those rumors. And I don't see the Phillies dealing Bryce Harper to the Yankees this
Oh, yeah.
season. So
I don't think that's going to I don't think you have to worry about that.
no, I think that's pretty secure. And switching gears here now, a little bit of controversy in the NL East. Anytime you got two NL East teams fighting off, squaring off, and it doesn't involve the Marlins or the Nationals, there's a chance things can get feisty. No offense to the Marlins and Nationals, but things just don't seem to get as intense when the Phillies, Braves, or Mets are playing you guys. It's just the way it is. Okay, it's just the way it is. But Pete Alonso had some words for Bryce Elder, I believe, because he had served up, I think it was like 2 straight sliders to two of his teammates, or to him and one of his teammates. And then he was saying, throw it again, throw it again. And uh, I don't know. He was asked about it later, and he said people were blowing it out of proportion, and it wasn't like a big deal or anything. But what did you think of it, Melo?
I mean, don't baseball players say that to themselves when you're up at the plate? Like
100%.
yeah, it's like there's a slider hangs down the middle, you miss it, and you're like, throw it again, please throw it again. You
Yeah.
mumble it to yourself. So the one time somebody actually says it to the other team, it gets blown out of proportion. I didn't have a problem with it. It's like, dude, you threw two bad pitches. Like, please do that again. Throw it again. But I don't know. And then I mean, but then it doesn't look good because then the Braves just end up winning the game anyways. So it's like, well, what was that all about? And it's like, Mets Braves to me is a lot like Dodgers Padres. Dodgers always win, Braves always win for some damn reason. That's the way I feel. It's like the Mets can do whatever they want. They can go out and sign whoever they need to in the offseason. Season rolls around, the Braves are on the schedule. For some reason, Braves seem to always kick the crap out of the Mets. I don't know why that is. I don't know. But bring it all back. I didn't have a problem with Pete Alonso. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, I think it was a little funny because you could hear it on the broadcast actually, which makes it a little more
Yeah.
entertaining than just like not rumors, but like people reporting that he said it. Like it's always funny when you can hear things on the broadcast. At least that's my opinion. Whenever somebody lets out a
Oh yeah.
or whatever else
Yeah, you
they
can
may
say
be
it, man.
saying. Yeah. So it's funny and like you said, everybody's thinking it, whether they say it or not, in the box for the most part, or even on the bench when you see a pitch that you would have loved to hit, you're waiting, you're like, hey, man, throw that again when I'm up and I'm going to hit it. So he's just speaking out loud. I don't know. Not a big deal. But then again, New York media, it's going to blow everything out of proportion. That's the general sports saying for anytime anything happens in New York, the New York media is always blowing things out of proportion. But one thing they're not going to blow out of proportion because it deserves all the hype it can get. Red Sox Yankees, and they're going to
That was a
be.
good transition.
I thank you. They're going to be facing off for the first time this season. Hard to imagine. It's already June, and Red Sox Yankees have not played yet. Like I said, squaring off for the first time this season, and this is like borderline must watch because Red Sox Yankees is just like it's a huge rivalry in sports. Obviously, it's the biggest. I'm sorry, Melo, but I think it's the biggest in baseball. I think it's still bigger than Giants Dodgers. And then even when it gets to other sports, like it's better than a lot of other sports rivalries as well. Hopefully, it can live up to the hype this weekend. But are you pumped for it?
I mean, I'll watch the games.
As much as an outsider is.
Yeah. No, I'll watch the games and I'll be into it. Especially since, we have two people here that are they're Yankee fans. I'm sure they would love nothing more to see their team kick the crap out of the other team. But I'll be into it. And yeah, it is the best rivalry in the sport. It's a lot better when both teams are winning, which I don't really know if you could
Eh,
say that this year with Boston. Even with the Yankees too sometimes. I'm sure Kyle could tell you that. But it's always must see TV. And I think these two teams meet up for the next 2 weekends. I think this weekend is in New York, and the next weekend is in the Bronx. I mean, is in Boston, I should say.
there you go. And it helps a lot that there are definitely fiery personalities on both sides. Like you look at Verdugo for sure for the Red Sox, and then like to me, you look at Josh Donaldson on the Yankees, you look at Garrett Cole on the Yankees. There's definitely personalities that are willing to be dug in deeply to the rivalry, to embrace it and to like full on. I don't want to say full on hate the other team because obviously there's guys that are going to be friends on the two teams. That's just the way it is nowadays.
Yep.
But just to embrace the rivalry and if somebody gets hit, if Garrett Cole hits a Red Sox player, you better believe a Red Sox pitcher is probably going to be hitting a Yankees hitter. It's just the way it works now, especially in this rivalry. So, yeah, looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to try and catch a game if I get a chance to. But any predictions for the series?
Damn. Looking at the pitching matchups right now. 2 out of 3 from Yankees.
I think that's pretty
I think that's the
reasonable.
safe pick.
It's a pretty reasonable expectation. Just the way Boston's been performing, and the Yankees as well. They've been pretty great. So, if you would want to be in that area and you'd want to catch that game, Mello, how would you suggest doing that?
I will get my tickets from SeatGeek. And when you do, use the promo code ATD and you'll get $20 off your first purchase of SeatGeek. NBA Finals are about wrapping up, Stanley Cup Finals wrapping up, but we still have a summer worth of baseball games to be played. College football is back in a couple
There
of
you go.
months. NFL is back. Do yourself a favor. If you want to go to a concert too, sure. That's cool too. Want to go see Taylor Swift? Go right ahead. Um, but use the promo code SeatGeek, $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to be able to say that now, and to be able to
Yes.
say that we are partners with SeatGeek is pretty cool.
Yes.
We got our own promo code. Three simple letters,
They
you
don't
know.
acknowledge
It's
us, but
yeah, yeah. Anyway, we acknowledge them. Three simple letters, ATD. It's gonna save you $20 off your order. So, yeah. Any closing thoughts you got here, Mello? I mean, we already got your Dodgers rant out of the way, but you got to give your boys in blue a little hype.
I mean, it's good that Urias is coming back this weekend. So that's good. We still don't have a set starter for. Actually, no, I take that back. Never mind. Never mind. I was gonna say we don't have a set starter for tomorrow, but I was looking at the schedule for Monday. None of the teams have a set starter for Monday. So, just continue to weather the storm. I know I've been saying that a lot recently, but seriously, continue to weather the storm. Your bullpen stinks. You're getting healthier with your rotation. Hitters, guys are in and out of the lineup. Just continue to weather the storm. Offense is not you. Just continue producing. It's not you guys. It's the pitching that's been letting you down so far this season.
Dodgers Phillies prediction. 3 games, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say Phillies 2 out of 3.
You took the
I
words
don't
right
like the
out of
way
my
the Dodgers
mouth.
are playing right now.
Yeah, and I actually, for once, believe it or not, I love the way the Phillies are playing right now. As we're going for the sweep of the Tigers and trying to make it like 5 or 6 in a row now. So I actually have a little bit of confidence coming into this series, but Dodgers are a formidable opponent, and I'm sure we're going to have lots to chat about when we do our next episode on Monday. So I think that'll do it for this ep. Thank you guys for listening, watching, all that stuff. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next week.
Adios.